Forest family, what's good? Welcome back to Living by the F Word, where I talk about F words I'm passionate about. Today I'm continuing the Electric Forest series, and we're going to talk all about Good Life Camping, which is Electric Forest VIP program and VIP amenities. I did release a whole video about the GA campgrounds. So if you watch that, then you know I'm very familiar with these campgrounds. I've camped 6 times at Forest GA, and I've camped once at Good Life. So very familiar with these campgrounds, and I hope to help you out if you are coming over to the Good Life this year. So I do plan on returning to Good Life this year, and depending on when the festival map is released, I plan on or hope to create a video about the festival grounds. So if you're interested in learning more about Forest, or you just like festival content and all the F words I talk about, just consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss that when I do release it. One last plug that I want to plug. If you need pro camping tips, any advice on camping setup, camp gear, festival essentials, how to fly your festival camping gear to a festival, what food to bring to a camping festival, I have all that stuff out on my channel already. So yeah, I will link that below for you, or I'll link it throughout this video. And I do have a festival checklist for packing that you could download as well. So just wanted to plug that in there. All right, so welcome to the Good Life, my friends. Let's talk about how Good Life works. So the week of Forest, you should get an email from HQ. It's going to have more detailed instructions on how to arrive to Good Life and what time to arrive to Good Life. It is going to have things like a arrival survey. It's going to have a traffic pattern postcard that you could print to put in your windshield. That way they could better direct you in what section of Good Life you're in. It's going to have more clear instructions on how to get to the Good Life entrance and just things like that. Pretty much it's like a whole email with a lot of information that's Good Life focused for you. And I will go over like a general map and directions later in this video. All right, so let's start off with the hours of operation so you know when you can arrive. Good Life does include complimentary early arrival for Wednesday. So if you are camping and there are add-ons for, if you are not camping in Good Life Village, there are add-ons. If you want to arrive early, you can purchase those and add those on. But if you're in Good Life Village camping, it is complimentary and you can arrive on Wednesday. Typically, the gates in the past have opened at 8 a.m. and there is going to be a line for people waiting to get in. So just be prepared for that. If you do get there when the gates are about to open, there could be a pretty long line. In the past, there were certain hours of operation for Good Life. I'm not sure if that's changed. The last time I camped in Good Life was in 2018, so it has been about 5 years for me. So could have changed, but typically there is like allotted times when Good Life is open. So if you end up not arriving during those times, there is a Good Life concierge number that will be in that welcome email that you'll get, and you can call that number. As far as re-entry, I think most of us know that once you're there, plan to be on site. Once you park your car, that's it. Just park it. Don't drive your car around the campgrounds. It's prohibited. Pretty much same rules apply in Good Life as GA. Once you're there type of thing. But they do have complimentary shuttles if you forgot anything, and they do have a general store, which I'll get into all the Good Life amenities in a little bit. But pretty much no re-entry. Once you're there, you're there. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now we know when we can arrive. Let's actually look at the map. I'm a very visual person, so I'm going to toss this map up onto the screen and highlight some key points so that you kind of know what I'm talking about. Also, just going to mention that I have absolutely zero footage of when I was last in Good Life in 2018, just because that was a year that I really just wanted to soak up Forest and not document anything. And I kind of regret it now because I have absolutely zero footage to show you what I'm about to talk about. So I will try to show you some photos I found and things like that. All right, so main roads that you need to know about. Route 31, which is kind of on the outskirts of the festival. I do feel like most people that are in Good Life have attended Forest before, so I'm not going to be as detailed as I was in my GA Campgrounds video. I have a lot of info over there if you wanted to watch that if you are new to Forest, but I'm pretty confident that majority of the people in Good Life have been to Forest before. So you know Route 31, you know Winston Road, that's the main road that's going to take you into pretty much the festival. Water Street is what takes you into the GA Campgrounds. You're going to pass Water Street and you're going to get to South 80th Avenue. They will have this in an email for you, but pretty much Good Life entry is usually on South 80th Ave. You do have Clay Road, which I've mentioned before, that kind of divides the festival in half. And all of Good Life is pretty much north of Clay Road. Entry and exit points for Good Life. There is one point of entry if you're located within these Good Life sections. So if you're in Good Life Village Camping, west and east, Good Life RVs, Electric Avenue, Sherwood Court, tent only camping, AC Landing, and the Good Life bungalows. All those sections, if you have bands for that in Good Life, you're going to enter into the main Good Life entrance, which I'll highlight on this map. If you are in the back 40, the log cabins, the Good Life Enchanted experience, there's a separate entrance, and I'm not too familiar with that. I have seen the back 40 before, but I haven't actually driven in to stay there. So just check your email and you'll see the directions on how to get there. But I'm pretty sure that's also going to be off of Water Street. So it is a little bit of a separate entrance. And same thing for Frontier Suites and the apartments, but I'm pretty sure anyone that has those is like 9 or 10 in the Forest. So hopefully you guys are pretty familiar with the grounds by now and I don't have to explain anything like that. All right, I'm going to talk about the main entry point since that is where majority of Good Life is located. It's also what I'm the most familiar with. So you're going to reach this checkpoint. It's going to be similar to GA with the various lanes for you to get your vehicle checked. I do feel like most people in Good Life know what the checkpoints process will be like. But if you are new to Forest and new to camping festivals and are doing Good Life to start, go check out my GA video because I kind of talk about that process in detail over there. Once you get through security, what they're going to do is they're going to fill up Good Life West first. Good Life West is what's closest to the festival grounds. And the parking of the cars is a little bit different in Good Life than it is in GA. So in GA, you normally have the front of your car or the trunk of your car facing in and like with your campsite behind you or, you know, in front of you, depending on how you park your car. But in Good Life, your car is parallel to your campsite. So pretty much you drive straight in towards facing the forest and facing the festival, and you either have a fire lane on one side of your car and your campsite on the other side of your car. So just be mindful of that because the first time I went to Good Life, like I, thought I was like this badass that like knew everything about Forest, and I like backed my car in like how it is for GA, and the guy that was like directing traffic was kind of like, no. So I was like so embarrassed and had to fix my car, and I'm going to show you a picture, but basically the parking's a little different. So just know that. Also, they're going to fill the Good Life Village up like kind of in sections, and they are going to fill the RVs up as well from west to east. So if you're the two first RVs, you are going to be in those two front spots right in front of the silent disco. And the RV spots are in twos, so you're going to have 1, 2, and then they're going to go all the way back. There are companion vehicle spots for your RV as well. And for Good Life Village Camping, there are several lanes and there's some roads, but they're not like big neighborhoods like they are in GA labeled. There's no neighborhoods. It's basically you're in Good Life Village West or you're in Good Life Village East. I will say that Good Life Village Camping, the camping is a little bit more spacious than in GA because in GA you can be like piled on top of like a ton of people. But they do still pack a decent amount of people in there. So just be mindful, get to know your neighbors, all that type of stuff. If you are on the side that's closest to the entry points of the festival, you are in Good Life West. And if you are across South 80th, you are in Good Life East. So just know which side of Good Life you're in, but pretty much, so that you know how to get back. All right, I'm going to talk about the amenities a little bit on the Good Life campgrounds. This thing keeps going up and I don't know why. But there is a Good Life concierge. So this is pretty much like an information booth. It has questions if you have questions, if you have any type of issues, any ticketing issues, things like that. They also have the 24-hour shuttle times, which is important to know, especially if you want to go to the GA campground parties and want to get shuttled over there. It's important to know the shuttle schedule. They should also have the RV pump and dump inquiries there as well. Pretty much it's just like, this concierge of information that can help you. There are water refill stations in Good Life. There are air-conditioned bathrooms and showers. So there are flush toilets in trailers that are air-conditioned. And then they do have showers that are also in kind of a larger trailer that are also... I believe they're air conditioned. I don't remember. It's been like 5 years since I've been in Good Life, but they do have, it's not like showers that are on the ground, which I think is how they are in GA, but not really sure. But just so you know, there also are porta potties in Good Life. I remember when I first got to Good Life and I walked to kind of where South 80th Ave is, and I went to the bathroom and I was like, why are these not flushable? So just be mindful that there are regular porta potties in Good Life too, but you do have the flushable options that you need to walk to. There also is a Good Life general store within Good Life. There's Good Life merch. There's Good Life vendors, and there's Good Life food. So you have all your own private area and sitting area and all of that. You don't need to go into the festival to get food. Everything's located in Good Life West, kind of parallel to Sherwood Forest. There also are shuttles. So the shuttles run to the back 40 and the water park and to the Frontier Suites if you needed to get to any of those. And there are complimentary overnight shuttles to the GA campgrounds if you want to go party over there. There is a private silent disco stage that goes on in Good Life until 4 a.m. and it's silent disco. So it's very quiet in Good Life, you guys. Compared to GA, very, very quiet. Not a lot of renegade parties. People are there to rest and sleep. So if you want to go to the Renegades, you really should go over to Good Life or go to the silent disco where you can enjoy music within Good Life. But just be mindful of that. It's definitely more relaxed and quiet in Good Life. So it's a more peaceful environment, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. There also are go-karts that can take you around Good Life if they're driven by staff, not by you. So staff has go-karts and they can be really helpful, especially if you're in Good Life East, just because that's a little bit farther than if you're located in Good Life West. But if they're busy, they can decline you. But just know that's part of Good Life, or at least it used to be, where you could get go-kart rides. And they do have some add-ons as well, like the Good Life Brunch, which is cooked daily by top chef contestants. So you could always add that on. Let's talk about the checkpoints into the festival, which this is honestly one of the best perks about having Good Life, is that there are multiple checkpoints within to get you into the festival grounds. There are 3 of them. One drops you in directly by Ranch on stage left. One drops you right into Sherwood Forest. And then there's another one that drops you by Sherwood Court. So depending on where you need to go in the festival, what set you're trying to catch, you have 3 points of entry and they're all kind of centralized so you can get places faster. I would say that the paths from the campgrounds to the festival, it's probably about a 10-minute walk. And it's really nice. They have lights set up and different areas you could sit even within those paths and stuff like that. So it's very, very pretty, very quiet, just really convenient. It's probably my favorite perk of being in Good Life is just having easy access to your campsite and festival ground if you want to go back and forth. I'm just going to touch upon some of the Good Life festival amenities. So if you're new to Good Life, there are Good Life bathrooms within the festival grounds. There's Good Life viewing areas at the 3 main stages, which are pretty much Tripoli, Ranch Arena, and Sherwood Court. Those three main areas all have private Good Life viewing areas that you can go into. And on stage right of Ranch Arena, there is a whole Good Life kind of like lounge. And there's the viewing area where you could stand and watch the music, but then there's also like a lounge with like couches and a bunch of like nice seating. And they host happy hour there for Good Life from 4 to 6 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. So just know that you can have free happy hour there. That's pretty much all I have for Good Life. If there's anyone else that knows more about Good Life and you want to drop it in the comments below for people to know, please do. I am hoping to be back in Good Life this year. That is the ticket that I purchased, but I did just make an announcement that I'm going to be working with the official Electric Forest radio team this year. So I'm so excited. Go check that video out so you can see how you can get involved with Electric Forest Radio, or come visit me at the Electric Forest Radio booth and we can chat and tell stories about why we love forests so much. But yeah, I am hoping to still camp there. I'm going to be out on site early, so I'll be in staff, and then I want to move to Good Life just because of the convenience, and I want to be with my friends in Good Life. Like, that was the plan. So we will see what happens. I hope to see you in the forest. Hope to see you in Good Life. Hope to see you somewhere in the forest. If you need any additional camping tips, like I said, I have all that stuff on my channel. Would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the F Word lovers on this channel. And I think that's it, you guys. I will see you in the next video. If not, I will see you in the forest. Peace.